Hey friends, welcome back to Pages and Grace. My name is Jess. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to go through some of my recent reads. Okay, so I've read a lot of books since I think July, the last time I did a reading update. I am going to try a little bit of a different structure with presenting you the books that I've been reading. So I'm going to do these reading wrap-ups a little bit differently. If you hadn't noticed, I haven't done one since July. There are a lot of books that I want to talk about. I also don't want to spend the time on books that I didn't enjoy. Over on Instagram, I do keep track of what I've read and my star rating of each of those. If you're interested in keeping up with every book I read, check me out over on Instagram. I will link it down below. One of my biggest hangups for getting these videos out of my reading wrap-ups is the amount of books that I read in a month. Taking the time to write some notes about them and then record it and then edit it and then all the things to publish it. I just don't feel like it's worth my time to include books that I really didn't enjoy. I also want to make it more worthwhile for you to sit here and chat books with me. So I'm going to try to do my wrap-ups by category of book, or kind of lump a few books together, talk about those 3 to 5 books, and then go ahead and publish that video. What I'm finding right now is that I will read a bunch of books and then also not have the time to record and edit that video. It doesn't get out in a timely manner. I scrap it. I say I'm going to do it again later, and it doesn't happen. So this is me trying to find a sustainable way to still tell you about the books that I loved without bogging down the videos that I am trying to get out to you. All right, so the first set of books that I'm going to talk about are all Christian fiction, and they're all part of a series. I think most of them start a series. One of them is a 3-book series that I already finished. I'm going to talk about today. And the first one up is that first series. I only own the 3rd book in the series physically, and that is The Heritage of Lancaster County by Beverly Lewis. This is an Amish romance, which I had never tried before. So I wanted to try an Amish romance to see what it was like. The first book, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. In the first book, we follow Katie, and she is about to marry the bishop. And it is more out of a sense of duty and a sense of safety than for love. The boy that she had loved growing up had passed away. She's dealing with her grief. She's trying to figure out the path forward for her now that all of her plans have changed. And as she's preparing for marriage, she finds a baby dress in the attic, which stirs up a lot of questions, and it uncovers some secrets that just might change her perspective on her life and her future. I really enjoyed it. My biggest complaint with this series has to be that it is never resolved. So you follow her along her story, you find out secrets, she goes and tries to figure them out, and you get so close to having some resolution of it, and you don't get it. And you have to wait a very long time to get any resolution. And when you do get some resolution, you immediately have another problem that follows it right up. So you never feel like you have a lot of closure in this series. It keeps you reading, and that is good in a book. It just felt almost soap opera-ish in this series. I gave the first one 5 stars, the second one 4 stars, and this last one was 3 stars. I did enjoy my read of it, but like I said, it just felt so dramatic, overly dramatic for things that maybe could have been solved a little easier. I don't know. I did enjoy my read of this series. All right, the next book is also the first book in a series, and it is the first from this author. So this one was added on to a Penguin order. I don't know anything about this author. The cover got me. The synopsis got me. We have Hope's Highest Mountain by Misty M. Beller. And you have Montana, you have mountains, adventure. Ingrid Chaston agreed to accompany her father to deliver vaccines to a mining town in the Montana Territory. She never anticipated a terrible accident would leave her alone and badly injured in the wilderness. I was like, yeah, I want to try that. And what I found was that it was a sweet story, but it was very, very unbelievable. And I can do I can do unbelievable. But this one was a little far from my taste. I do have books 2 and 3 in the series. I don't know, I may give them a chance if I find them on audio through the library or something, but I'm probably not going to be going out of my way to finish the series, which is sad. But that cover just screams everything that I would love in a book. So maybe the next 2 get a little bit better, but this first one in the series was just, things fell into place. It was a story of survival. So she's injured. She has a man rescue her out of nowhere. They attempt to survive in the wilderness, get the vaccines where they need to go. I don't know. There were just a lot of things that fell into place in a very dire situation. So it was sweet, had a happy ending, but I don't know. It just wasn't holding my attention. All right, on to a 5-star book. And this is the beginning to another series. This is the Out from Egypt series, Counted with the Stars by Connellan Cassette. This book was everything I wanted in biblical fiction. We follow Kaya, who is an Egyptian who is sold into slavery by her father. Through her time working for another Egyptian, she befriends an Israelite girl who has a tremendous faith. So in this book, Kaya just cannot understand how this Israelite friend is so calm and peaceful in the middle of such evil. And it causes her to want to know more and to learn more. This is the type of biblical fiction that I absolutely love. It's where you have a fictionalized character who is going through events of the Bible. So we are following the events of Exodus. You see Kaya go through all of the plagues of the Exodus. So you get to see it from the perspective of someone who is amongst the Israelites. And it was a beautiful story, full of faith. I absolutely loved it. And I am so excited to pick up the next 2 books in the series, which I already own. So I will be picking up here soon. All right, so those are the 3 series that I want to talk about today. I have plenty more to talk about, but I'm going to end the video here and get out more reviews to you here soon. All right, so that's it for the books I'm going to talk about today. There were some hits and misses and one new favorite book. I hope you enjoyed this format. I'm trying to put out videos that are more useful to you. So this one is all about Christian fiction series. I have a couple other categories lined up to talk about here soon, and hopefully this is a more manageable format for me going forward. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.